Under the glaring lights of the United Center in Chicago, the Indiana Fever delivered one of the most commanding statements of the WNBA season, routing the Chicago Sky by 27 points, despite being without star rookie Caitlin Clark, fiery guard, Sophie Cunningham, and head coach Stephanie White. What was expected to be a revenge game for the Sky turned into a public dismantling of their roster and strategy, with the Fever proving they are far more than just Clark and company. This wasn't just a win. It was a declaration. Indiana's depth, leadership, and toughness overwhelmed Chicago in front of a sold-out arena. Critics believed the Fever would fold without their leader, but instead, the team came out energized, focused, and deadly, putting on a clinic that silenced any doubts about their legitimacy. The Sky had circled this game after being embarrassed by 35 points in their previous meeting with Indiana, but the tables turned yet again, only harder, louder, and more decisively. The Fever entered the United Center undermanned and underestimated, but acting head coach Austin Kelly orchestrated a masterclass in preparation and poise. Thrust into his biggest coaching spotlight yet, Kelly handled the moment with head coach composure, running Stephanie White's system with precision while infusing his own voice and energy. His presence on the sideline was commanding, his rotations were sharp, and his trust in his players allowed them to shine without micromanagement. The Sky didn't just lose a basketball game, they were out-coached, out-thought, and out-maneuvered at every level. For a first-time lead coach, Kelly showed a level of maturity and strategic command that not only inspired his players, but also forced opposing coaches to adjust. And for anyone watching from the outside, it became clear the Fever didn't just replace their head coach, they may have discovered another one. One of the biggest questions heading into the night was how Kelsey Mitchell would respond to the pressure of leading the offense without Clark's gravity on the floor. Mitchell answered emphatically, slicing through Chicago's defense with elite footwork, mid-range precision, and veteran savvy. Her 17 points were more than just numbers. They were a tone setter from the opening tip, with her rhythm and decision-making exposing the Sky's lack of perimeter defense and putting them on their heels early. Mitchell's command of the game provided Indiana with a calming force and a scoring engine that didn't miss a beat. In a game where the Fever desperately needed someone to assert dominance and maintain offensive consistency, Mitchell emerged as the reliable star Indiana had been searching for, proving her value goes far beyond stat sheets. Alongside her, Lexie Hull continued her transformation from role player to vital contributor, going perfect from deep and posting the game's highest plus-minus. Hull's shooting stretched the defense, but it was her defensive intensity and off-ball movement that left an even greater mark. She filled the gaps left by Cunningham and brought an edge that refused to let Chicago gain any momentum. Her growth has been one of the season's quiet revelations, and she's quickly becoming one of Indiana's most trusted two-way players. Hull's confidence and rhythm seem to rise with every game, and in this high-pressure environment, she looked unfazed, responding with poise, grit, and excellent decision-making. Her performance didn't just complement Mitchell's, it was essential to maintaining the Fever's offensive spacing and defensive toughness. In the paint, Aaliyah Boston reminded everyone why she was last year's Rookie of the Year, putting up 11 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, and a career-high tying 5 blocks. Boston's dominance on both ends completely disrupted the Sky's interior plans. She altered shots, secured the boards, and acted as the central hub for Indiana's offense in the absence of Clark's playmaking. Her basketball IQ and patience made every touch count, while her defense suffocated any hope Chicago had of generating paint points. What Boston showcased wasn't flashy, it was fundamentally dominant. Her ability to read opposing offenses, switch assignments seamlessly, and impose herself physically on the court showed the maturity of a veteran and the hunger of a champion. But perhaps the most shocking development came from Arie McDonald, a hardship contract signing just days before, who stepped into the starting point guard role and changed the game's tempo. McDonald, with only a week in the system, ran the offense like a veteran, scoring 12 points, hitting 3 triples, and hounding Chicago's guards all night long. Her confidence and composure under pressure allowed Indiana to space the floor. more effectively and punished Chicago's switching defense. Every possession flowed better with McDonald in control, and her surprise breakout performance may have just earned her a long-term spot in the rotation. What she lacked in familiarity, she made up for in intelligence and aggression. And she gave Indiana something they desperately needed, an unpredictable and relentless floor general. What stood out most from Indiana's win wasn't just the individual brilliance, but the total system overhaul that confused and overwhelmed Chicago. The Fever posted 20 assists on 27 made shots, a mark of elite ball movement and offensive trust. With McDonald initiating actions further from the basket, defenders had to cover more ground, and it opened up looks for shooters like Hull and allowed Boston more room to operate inside. The Sky's defensive rotations couldn't keep up, resulting in breakdown after breakdown and open look after open look. It was modern basketball executed at the highest level, unselfish, deliberate, and punishing, and it came from a team missing its best passer, which made the result all the more stunning. Meanwhile, Chicago completely imploded on their end, shooting a dreadful 32.1% from the field and 20% from deep. Angel Reese managed just 4 points on 2 of 7 shooting, continuing her season-long struggles with efficiency. No Sky player reached double figures in scoring, and their 19 turnovers led to multiple easy baskets for the Fever. The Sky were booed off their home floor, their fan base left stunned by a second embarrassing blowout at the hands of Indiana this season. The game wasn't just lost on the stat sheet. It was lost in effort, cohesion, and poise. Chicago looked disjointed and frustrated, while the Fever looked like a team with a clear identity and championship-caliber focus. The Fever didn't just win. They celebrated like a team that had overcome something bigger than basketball. Players drenched Austin Kelly in water, cheered wildly, and even Clark from the bench joined in the party. It was a cathartic moment, not just for a short-handed roster, but for a franchise proving it has layers beyond its superstar. The message was loud and clear. This team doesn't fold. It adapts, it evolves, and it punches back harder than before. It wasn't just about sending a message to Chicago. It was about announcing to the entire WNBA that the Indiana Fever are more than a one-woman show. This was team basketball in its purest form, and it was glorious. Zooming out, Indiana's dominance in the season series is staggering. With a combined 62-point margin of victory across 2 games against Chicago, including one without Clark, the narrative that this team can't win without their star is officially dead. The Fever shot nearly 46% from the field, knocked down 11 threes, and defended like a team possessed. Their energy, execution, and togetherness are the trademarks of a championship-caliber roster, one that's finding its identity right now. Whether Clark is on the floor or not, Indiana has made it crystal clear they are a force to be reckoned with in 2025. The future isn't coming. It's already here, and it's wearing Fever red. The buzz didn't stop when the final buzzer sounded. Social media lit up instantly, with Fever trending nationwide as fans and analysts alike took notice of what had just unfolded. Phrases like "depth wins titles" and "no Clark, no problem" dominated headlines. Even rival team fans admitted that Indiana looked dangerous, more cohesive, more balanced, and more fearless than expected. Caitlin Clark herself, though sidelined, was as vocal and animated as ever from the bench, cheering her teammates on and celebrating every highlight like it was her own. That speaks volumes about the culture brewing in Indiana, where the spotlight may shine on one player, but the heart of the team beats through every jersey. The Fever's ability to dominate without their star has reshaped how the league views them. No longer just a rookie-led media phenomenon, they're now seen as a legitimate playoff threat with a chip on their shoulder. Austin Kelly's emergence as a capable leader, combined with McDonald's overnight transformation, adds layers to a team many assumed was one-dimensional. And for Chicago, the aftermath raises tough questions. With Angel Reese struggling and no clear offensive identity, the Sky are staring at a crossroads, while Indiana is sprinting towards something far more promising. Looking ahead, all eyes will be on Clark's return. When that happens, the Fever won't just be complete, they'll be terrifying. Because now the league knows, Even without their brightest star, Indiana can overwhelm you with pace, precision, and poise. With every player bought in and a system firing on all cylinders, the Fever are no longer building for the future. They're living it now, one blowout at a time.